Hi my beautiful blue babes, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about my art studio space. As you guys can see behind me, I have changed it up just a little bit, but this space in particular I've never actually showed you guys. I know I've had a few on my channel in the past, and that's simply because I've moved spaces or moved places and stuff, so I've had change and there will be change coming in the future, but I like keeping you updated because I know I change with every space depending on how I adjust to the space, how big the space is, what I have to do, can I grow, do I have to downsize. So I like to keep you guys updated to give you ideas depending on where you are now, if you need ideas for a smaller space or you have a larger space and you want to do something a little bit more with it. So I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's pretty small, so you can kind of like see it all, but I'll just kind of show you how I decided to organize stuff. It is a little bit on the messier side, but honestly this is how it is all the time, so I wasn't going to try to clean up just for the video, so you guys can kind of see this is like the everyday. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Alright, so this is my front door. So when you walk in, I have this space here. This is the living room space, or it would have been in my apartment, but I decided to make it my art studio. So we'll start on this side of the room and then I'll work my way around. So here I just have we have to have our trash in a certain trash can. So normally I have a trash bag in that and I'll use it for art stuff. And then on top of here I have a collection of some of my stuff I've done for pottery class, and then there's this little sign. I really want to change that, I just haven't, I just added up there. And then up here I have my overalls that I wear all the time for painting, just hanging on the wall there, so I have easy access to it. Now I'm a big fan of crates. I think they're a really fun way to store stuff. I also love this like naked wood look. So up here I just have some paints, the ones that you would like paint on your wall, pick up at Home Depot. I just keep them up there along with a few electronics. Sometimes I'll have my camera here and then a couple of lights. And then down here I keep kind of like my spray paint stuff, my resin, some more of the like wall type paint. And this is just like a box from one of the lights that I have. And then down here is more crafty stuff. I have some craft stuff in this box. It's my microphone, but I just use the box for some crafty stuff. And then next to it, of course, I just have some more crafty stuff. I don't really use it that often. I actually just use it for when I do art with the kids, so that I don't really touch this area down here. All right, so now I have this little storage thing. As you can see, it's like really sadly spray painted. I had done it real quick when I moved in because it was brown, I don't know why I didn't leave it now that I think about it, because it would have kind of matched it, but I think my initial idea was to have everything in the art room like white, but I never went back and touched it up because, to be honest, I don't really like this thing, but it's what I have right now. But I do think I'll be moving spaces soon, so I'm not really going to try to change much at the moment. I'm just going to work with what I have. But on the bottom is a little bit of a mess, as you guys can see. I have a lot of old artworks down here. I have my papers that I use, my like really big ones are like slid under this whole thing. And then I have old artworks over here, some other paintings and everything. So this down here is kind of just like an organized mess in a sense. Like it is what it is. I really don't think I can do much more with it. So I kind of just leave it here, but it's in this corner, so I'm okay with that. And then here I just have canvases I haven't used. I have canvases that are on my website kind of stacked up. I'm very particular about how I stack my canvases, and I say that as these are not stacked the way I want them to be, but I do try to keep them from leaning on each other too much, because it can like change the shape of the canvas sometimes, or certain ones. I need to fix that. It's like falling over, but I have more behind it and everything. Then I have a Bob Ross calendar that my mom got me just on the wall here. And then so now we're moving over to like the middle space. So this, if you guys have been on my channel for a while, I did paint this, and this used to be a background. I think I used it as a background, but it was hanging on my art room wall in my at my house I grew up at before I moved. And then over here I have like my really large canvases that I can't put over there. I have the one that I made that I need to fix before I use it and prime it. And then here, I used to use this as a trash can, but I have these rolls of paper that when I do collaging, I use these papers a lot, and there's like 2 old artworks back there, so I just decided to kind of sit them here. I thought it was kind of cute. I just kept the trash bag in it. I actually don't know why. There was no trash in it, I just left it in there. And then on the wall, we have this piece, if you guys saw on my Instagram on Valentine's Day, I painted this one. There's some touch-ups I definitely want to do on it. It was a giant piece. So over in this corner, which I forgot to actually show you guys, I have just a thing of canvas, so it's not stretched. So that's how I made this one here. So I took a giant piece from that and painted this. It was really fun. It was all over my living room floor. I do like to paint over here sometimes, but sometimes I need more space. So I move over there to where my living room is. But yeah, I just hung it on the wall. It'll be a fun background for now. And then moving over to the desk, this is kind of the main spot where I actually paint. And like I said, it's really not going to be that long of a video because as you can see, the space isn't like the biggest, but it does what I need it to do. So on the wall here, I have a few of these charts that I made. I think I actually made a video on it before, but these are a few watercolor charts of all the possible combinations I could get out of a watercolor palette. So, and I just have them labeled, but I also thought it looked cute on the wall. It also gives me some fun ideas on when I'm mixing colors at least. So before we get to the desk, we're gonna start under the desk. Here I just have my tarps, and then in that bag there is some leftover clay from my pottery class that needs to be reused. And then here I have some packaging stuff that I just keep here for easy access. And then I have these 2 boxes here that I think I actually moved with, and I just kind of kept them. The box in the back is filled with towels that I use when I'm painting or pouring. And then I just have the cups here, so that's also easy access. And then in this box, this is kind of all my random stuff. The stuff on top is my pottery class stuff, so there's a few of that. And then I think I just have markers. Oh yeah, so I have my markers, stamps. There's like a book down there. I have some extra cups, just some other random stuff. So it's nothing special. That's kind of just my random box, but the stuff on top is where I can fit my pottery things, so I have easy access to getting it. And then over here, right here is just these boards that I paint on, and I just sit them here. And then in this box, this is like my super messy electronics box. I also have the blow dryer in here, but this is all like plugs and cords, and I have a heat thing, and just, it's super messy in here, but it's super random too. Sometimes I'll put my tape in there too, but that's also another kind of random box where I keep cords and stuff. All right, so now we're gonna hop over to the desk right here. I have a little bit going on, but again, like I said, I didn't really clean up for you guys. But in this thing here, this is my, I guess, mixed media box, you could say. I have things like my paint pens, I have all my pastels in here and all my watercolors, and I also keep my tape in here. I guess I put a few extra cups over here as well. I have a few sketchbooks and notebooks. I have my color pencils. So kind of all those type of art mediums and everything I keep in this bin right here. And it's kind of that naked brown look that I like, so I just set it on top. And this table is one that I use at my art shows, one of those fold-up tables that you can get. I used to have a smaller desk, but I moved it to my editing space, which is right over there, which I'll show you guys later. So I just pulled this out of my storage, and it's really great. It's huge, so it works perfectly. And then over here, which is normally in this box as well, is just 2 sketchbooks and my thing that's full of most of my pencils and some of the pens I use most often. And then here I just keep my Floetrol. I do use it not only to pour, but when I'm doing my more fluid type arts, I put it there as well. And then just some random papers there. So back here on the desk, and I'll show you guys what's on this little ledge I have right here, but for now I just have this torch that I cannot for the life of me figure out how to use. So if y'all know how to use this, please let me know, but this is gonna be for pourings and using resin. Then I have all of my smaller paintbrushes. I have some everyday used or everyday pens that I use all the time. Sorry, I don't know if my camera's been fully focusing this time, my bad. And then this used to be where I keep my business cards, but I do need to update it, so it just has a tape measure and some sewing pins in there. But like I said, it's just really some random stuff. This is a drawing one of the kids I babysit drew me, so that's cute. But under here I have this cake thing that I'm gonna try to do spin art with, so stay tuned for that video. That'll be really fun. Just some other random stuff, nothing special. But the best part is this little ledge I have back here. If you guys can see through here is where I keep most of my paints. So I have a little thing that I can put notes on. This is on my, I guess I kind of put some of my more expensive paints in here, but it's all of my like fluid paints, my golden, really thick acrylics, my Winsor & Newton acrylics, stuff like that. I keep in that tin there. All of this is, if you guys saw the video, I think I did a story time on how I got a bunch of free artwork. This is all that paint she gave me. Yes, I got all of this for free. I still don't know what type of paint it is. I thought it was oil at first, but I've used it as acrylics and it seems to be working fine. So if you know what this means, please let me know down below. Hopefully it'll focus, hold on. But yeah, if you know what that means, let me know. But I'm very thankful that she gave all that to me. Here I have my larger paintbrushes in this thing. And then over here I have just some more pens that I don't use all the time. I kind of just shoved them there. In this bin here I have all of my gouache paints, my watercolor, like tube-like things, and just a few other randoms. And then here are my, to be honest, I don't even know why I keep these paints over here. I think these are just ones that, this is the only brand, so like these are the only paints of this particular brand that I have. These paints are from Target actually, and I'm gonna do a pouring video soon using Target paints. I really haven't tested these out, so that'll be fun to do. And then these paints are by Blick, but I guess because those are the only ones I have, I just kind of threw them on here. And then these are all of my inks and stuff, so nothing too special. And then again, I just have a few random stuff. I have my kind of like pins and like office supplies, I guess you can say, and then that right there is just a little thing of charcoal. And then my white paint that I use all the time. Oops, one of my lights just died. And then here I have the container full of my larger tubed acrylic paints. I used to buy, you guys know I absolutely love the Premier acrylics, but they closed, what's it called? They closed AC Moore that I used to go to all the time. If you guys have been here for a while, you know that I literally lived my life at that store when I lived back at home, but they closed it and I haven't found these paints in stores. They don't sell them in Michael's, they don't have them at Blick. I think there's one other art store around here that I still haven't been to, so I'm gonna try that one because these are like my go-to paints. I love these ones. I use these all the time. So I'm sad that they closed. I'm telling y'all, I lived at that store all the time. All right, so over here you guys can see that I used to have my couches over here. Sorry, it's a little bit of a mess over there. And I will be doing an apartment tour soon on my main channel, which I'll link down below. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. But I really just kind of want to dedicate more of my space to my art because it's what I love to do. So I moved my couches over and I created just a little editing space where I can have, and then I started a podcast. So I'll also link that down below if you guys are interested. But yeah, this is just my editing space. It's right next to my art space. So I have somewhere where I can actually dedicate, sit, and work on stuff behind the scenes. I did not have that before. I wasn't really necessarily working at the desk over here. And I didn't have a place dedicated to, and I feel like that was also a reason why I didn't keep up with it. So now that I have a space, I have an area to make sure that I stay on track, where I can put up, you know, notes and everything. I did put this backdrop up just because I might be filming over here as well for my other channels. I need to like steam this to make it less wrinkly, but that is the plan for now. So this is like I count this as my art space because it is also where I do more the behind the scenes type of creating, and this is more, you know, like the visual and stuff, but it's my creative space. But you can see I have dedicated a good chunk of my apartment, my 1-bedroom apartment, to my art. And you know, it's important to me, so I definitely glad that I did that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for people who might need to use the spaces they have. If you're in a similar sized apartment as I am, it can feel a little bit cramped, but again, my art and just creating in general, sorry, I don't know if it's focused. Creating in general is super important to me, so having a space that you can dedicate for that is very, very important. I feel like that definitely feeds into the growth of you creating, or the growth of, you know, outside stuff as well when it comes to your art. So if you've been struggling with that, or if you feel like, you know, you don't have enough time, you don't have the dedication, it's great, you know, carve out a space in your room, put a little desk, just a little area that's dedicated to just your art, because I think it's super important to have that, to be in that environment, in that feel. And when you're, and if it is something you do for work and you still don't have the space, when your work combines with your like everyday life, it can get irritating and overwhelming and frustrating as well. So I think, again, it's super important to have that space that you can do so. And it's fun to decorate. Again, this is not my like dream space. I am always moving around, so I don't plan on being here for who knows how long. So it's probably gonna change within the next few months as well, but that's what I like. I like, you know, new experiences, new places, and it just comes along with, this all comes along with me. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you next week in the next video. Bye guys.